Hi, I'm Miranda Kathleen, and I'm here with my fellow Teelan actress, Deanne Lauvin. Hello, Deanne.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. This cost me nothing.
Me too. That's why we're here.
Good. That's why we're happy today. Deanne, I am a fan of yours, particularly because of your TikTok videos.
Oh my gosh.
Hysterical.
Thank you.
You have 1 million people living inside of you.
I do. I swear, I'm just like at home bored. And I honestly, it's just like something, I'll just, get inspired by something. And there'll happen to be a great sound that goes with it. And so I just kind of roll with the punches. Half the time, I really don't even think people watch them.
Well,
they're just funny to me.
I think your most recent video you said got 1 million plays.
Oh, I do have one that has 1 million plays.
So
I do.
people do watch your videos. Do you enjoy spending time on TikTok? Like just perusing?
I do, and it's probably too much time. There's actually a lot of like informative and like just really there's a lot of really creative people out there. And so I'm just kind of inspired by the things that other people come up with. And I'm like, you know what, I can kind of do that too in my spare time, why not?
Do you primarily do the trends on TikTok, kind of following what other people are doing, or do you prefer more original content?
I honestly prefer original content.
Okay.
And those probably don't trend as well or get as popular, but they're just, to me, they're so much funnier. I think a lot of people don't even see like some of the really cool stuff out there, crazy, non-trendy things that are popping up, and I kind of want to give a little light to those. Not kind of get sucked into the matrix of the same thing everybody else is doing, because after a while they're, people kind of get over it really quickly. So
do you find that your videos that are part of trends perform better?
If you put them out when the trend is hot.
Okay, that's tricky, right?
It is. However, the one that I did get 1 million views on was not a trend.
Really?
No.
What was it?
It was just some random video. And I was like, you know what, that's kind of funny. And I didn't think about it. I saw my bonnet on. Like, I was laying in the bed when I did it. I didn't even sit up.
That's right.
Yes.
I watched that video and I thought it was a trend, but that was your original audio?
No, it wasn't my original audio.
Okay.
The sound was trending, but there weren't like a lot of people doing it.
Okay.
It wasn't like a super popular one or anything.
Because it was something about dating, I think?
Yes. Oh, no. It was about like, if I'm over you, like I'm not gonna, like I won't call, I won't repeat, I won't do all these things. Like when I'm done with you, I'm done.
Try to disturb my peace?
Yes.
That's right. Like I dare you to try to disturb my peace.
And you know what, surprisingly, when you hit something that gets a lot of plays or a lot of like comments and stuff like that, you'll tend to have like some negativity towards, I received none. Like everybody agreed.
Really?
Every comment, every DM, everyone was like, "Yes, I agree. Don't disturb my peace. Like I don't want nothing." And I was like, "Okay, so I guess
if you disturb my peace in the comments, I will delete."
Yeah. They already knew where my mind was focused. So yeah.
Good for you. I also saw a video of yours where you mentioned that you kind of told your story from 2018 to today.
Oh yes, my move.
Your move?
Yeah.
Is that when you started acting?
No, I was actually one of those kids who knew from like the age of 4 that this is what I wanted to do. My family had no idea how to get me there or how to get me on it, because back then all they had was the yellow pages.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know the name of the agency, you don't know what to look up, So
where were you growing up?
Dallas.
Oh, you were in Dallas, Texas?
I was in Dallas.
That's where I went to college.
Oh, really?
SMU.
I'm from Dallas.
What? We clearly did not do a
At all.
pre-interview. Okay, so you were growing up in Dallas. I was
Yes.
with the Campbell agency there.
I was with Kim Dawson.
She's with Kim Dawson. We were with competing agencies.
Yeah, we were.
Essentially, because those are two of the top agencies in Dallas.
Absolutely.
Were you with Katie as a child?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even fast forward. So I knew at 4, but this is what I wanted to do. But the only opportunities I had between then and like high school were theater.
Yeah.
There's nothing really going on in Dallas way back then. And then my family moved to San Diego, and I got into community theater and church theater and plays at my school. That kind of opened me up to like bigger plays, like at the Lyceum and at the Old Globe.
Wow.
And I moved back to Dallas in 2010 because California got expensive. And that, for some reason, is when I decided I wanted to do TV after I left California.
No.
Yes.
Well, there's
Well,
TV
some, yes, there
in the
are.
Southwest?
Yes, but not as much as I was leaving in
Right.
California. So I got back into theater, doing more theater stuff there, and he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna try to get an agent. I'm just gonna submit myself rigorously, and that's what I did.
And it worked.
And it
you
worked.
signed with one of the top agencies in Dallas.
I did. I was with them for a little while.
Okay.
And they were mostly commercial and print.
That's
but
right.
I wanted to do TV and film. So I actually signed with Linda McAllister
Oh.
after that. So I've been with her ever since.
Wow. And Linda McAllister has offices in Dallas, but also in LA.
Also in LA.
Is that why you signed with her instead?
Well, back then I didn't know I was moving to LA. I was with her a couple years before I even decided to come out here, and she's like, "Well, I have an office in LA as well. You know,
Lucky
utilize me."
coincidence.
Yeah, and so I did, and it's been paying off for me amazingly.
Wow. So you have achieved your dream of working in television.
I have.
Tell us about those experiences.
Well, so as you can see, this was a long span of me when I decided this is what I wanted to do to where I am now. And since I've been here, just kind of doing a lot of background work and audience work, you know, to make money.
Audience work like at a game show or a talk
yes,
show.
Yes,
They
yes.
pay
They actually pay you for that.
to fill the
To fill the
audience.
seats, yeah. And so coming out here, I knew I didn't want to work a 9 to 5. And so it was the matter of trying to find little odd jobs that would pay the money that would keep me in the industry and I can still network. And I signed with a company that does seat filling for TV shows and talk shows and game shows, and did that for a while. And until I, you know, started generating more buzz within casting and getting a manager and, you know, just kind of throwing me out there. And finally one day it just hit.
Yeah. How did you find your manager? How did you find Terry?
So I had a wonderful manager in Dallas who had a great relationship with Linda McAllister. Unfortunately, around the time that I moved here, she passed away. And I knew I wanted to get another manager who had a great relationship with her as well. So I had other friends who moved here from Dallas, and I asked who they recommended, and they're like, "Oh my God, Terry is so great. You have to join with TLT." So I sent up a little message to her, and I said, "I heard great things about you, and I know you know my agent, and so hopefully you'll work with me." And it's been amazing ever since.
How long has it been now?
I think I signed with her in 2018, 2019.
Please tell me about the roles that you've played that you love.
I really love strong women of power roles, and that tends to be a lot of the roles that I book. A lot of, you know, procedural type, detective, police officer, you know, strong-willed mom type roles, and they just kind of fit into my character, and I play them well, and I really enjoy, you know, that type of persona because I'm really not that person in real life.
Well, you're not intimidating. You are very approachable, which it sounds like your characters maybe aren't as approachable.
Not
as
quite
you
as
are.
I mean, some of them could be, but they're not really the ones you want to cross. So that's fun to play. I can play something that I don't really get to experience in my real life, and just kind of create a character behind something that I see from other people.
I watched your demo reel. So I know that you played these powerful women very well. Particularly, there was a clip you were across from Brad Leland.
Yes.
And whatever that film you did together.
The Last Whistle. Yeah. That film, I played a mother of a high school kid. We look the same age. But I played the mother of a high school kid who...
You and the kid looked the same age?
He was probably about as old as I was. But he had a heart condition that no one knew about. And it's only brought up through, like, strong working out or exacerbation. And he died on the practice field playing football. And it was just... I cried throughout that entire movie because it was just... me pouring out, not understanding, thinking he had a racist coach who was just working him like crazy, and the fight between, you know, getting this coach fired and losing, and it was really, really strong emotional, but it was such a powerful film. I really enjoyed it.
I could tell from the clips that it was powerful.
Yeah.
There was so much grief.
So much grief. I literally cried and it's hard because you try not to put yourself mentally in a place where you have to use those type of emotions. But at that time, I had just had my son, and I'm like, man, I just can't even imagine.
Can't detach yourself from that personal.
Yeah, that type of what that parent would experience, and seeing it from the actor's perspective, seeing it from both sides. You know, as the mother in the film, all she knew was her heartache and her own pain and what she was going through. But the film really gives you a good understanding of just like heartache and healing and retribution. You know, just even for the coach. So.
What was the name of the film again?
The Last Whistle.
The Last Whistle. Okay, I'm gonna put it on my list. We have a funny Bradley Lind connection.
Oh, yeah?
I'll tell you about later. Yeah.
Oh, he's great.
He's great. He's like genuinely so lovely.
He is. Even the scenes I was crying, like in between takes, he was making me laugh, and I'm like, look, I have to
I have to hate
real
you
tears
as soon
right
as
now.
this rolls.
Please stop.
Yeah,
He's
don't make me
amazing.
like you between takes. Tell me, please, about what you've done, because I assume that movie was filmed in Texas.
It was.
And I know
I
that
had
'cause
just
Brad's a
moved
Texas
here.
guy. Yeah.
I had actually just moved to LA when I booked that.
Yeah.
Funny story.
Yes.
The audition for that film, I just moved here, so I got the times. I was getting the times mixed up between when things were due in Dallas versus
So
LA.
2-hour time difference.
Yes. And so it was due at 8 a.m. And in my mind, it was 8 a.m. In my mind, it was due at 8 a.m. No.
At 8 a.m. Central.
Yes.
But it was due at 8 a.m. Pacific.
Yes.
So you missed it.
I didn't. I woke up at like super early in the morning, woke my boyfriend up, and I was like, look, I just got a text, this is due in 15 minutes. I thought I had additional time, but I do not. And I rushed that audition, and it was so long. But somehow I got myself to memorize all of these speeches that were in the audition just because of the adrenaline. And I still booked it.
That sounds like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you hadn't been so pressed, that maybe it wouldn't have been as powerful.
Absolutely.
Who knows?
You never know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Since then, because that was when you first moved to LA, what are some other things that you've worked on that you're really proud of?
What really set it off for me, I did an episode of Pam and Tommy.
Okay,
When that one
Pam and Tommy's on what network? Do we know?
We do. Hulu?
We know.
We know.
We're being coy.
What is it? It is Hulu. It's on Hulu. Yep,
Okay.
It's on Hulu.
So you were in an episode of Pam and Tommy.
I was
on
in an
Hulu?
episode of Pam and Tommy. It was my first co-star. And literally right after I shot that, I started getting hit up kind of back to back. So I did a recurring guest star on Chicago Med.
Amazing.
That was really fun.
How many episodes did you get to do?
I got 3 episodes. It was technically supposed to be 4, but then COVID happened, and so they had to shut down production. But I'm proud of those 3 that I did do last season.
Yeah. Did that start as a single guest star and turned into a recurring guest star?
It was originally just supposed to be a guest star. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. And
They
I got 3
loved
more.
you.
They did. It was really exciting.
Wow.
Yeah. So that and I did a recurring co-star on Good Trouble. So that one just came out not too long ago. I have an episode of 911 coming out in a couple weeks.
Wow.
As well as an episode on Reasonable Doubt, Kerry Washington's new show.
Dream.
Yeah.
Who do you play on that?
I play doctor. I play the child's pediatrician. They're having concerns about her because her body's changing at such a young age.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're playing a child pediatrician in this upcoming
Dr.
episode.
Daly.
Dr. Daly.
Yes.
You have a background with children as well,
I
right?
I do. I was a teacher for 8 years. I taught preschool for 3 years, and I taught high school for 5 years. I was a reading specialist.
Wow. Do you find that background is helpful when you approach roles?
It is. I used to have it on my resume. I don't know if it's still on there, but it shows that I work well with children.
And that you can lead a room.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Taking command and control of a room full of children is a challenge to garnish attention and maintain it. So you have to have an aspect about yourself that really, attracts children and, they like being around you. So
Yeah. Like if you can entertain children, you can entertain
anybody.
anyone.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a bajillion questions I want to ask you.
So much fun.
But I think the most important thing is that people find you for themselves. So where
yeah,
can
for
they
sure.
find you?
You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram under Deanne Lauvin, DeAnne Lauvin.
Majestic.
Yes.
I'll be following you everywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for chatting with me today, Deanne.
Anytime.
This is a blast.
It was.
I'm Miranda Kathleen, and I'll see you next time.
I'll see you next time, too.
It's not just my outro.
Oh, okay.
We'll see you next time. Maybe.